there was a study they did on this university. I can't remember what it was. It might have been Harvard. In any case, they walked to these women on a college campus and they said, "Hey, this man, like, rate this man's attractiveness from 1 to 10." And the only thing they said about the guy was it was like the same occupation. It was the same. All the stats were the same, but the one difference, the control, was that they showed it to like 20 different women, or maybe 100. I can't remember what it was, but let's just say it's 20 for the sake of simplicity. The It was something like 90% of the women, or whatever it was, 100 women. It was 90% of the women that saw that, or he was rated as twice as attractive when they said he was married or he was in a relationship. And then they asked a different women the same exact question. They used the same guy, the same photo, the same background, except they said he's single. And women rated him much less attractive knowing that he's single. They rated him much more attractive knowing that he's in a relationship. There's another story I saw going around on Twitter. This guy was like, "Hey, my buddy in college used to wear a wedding band out to bars because he would get hit on way more by women when women would be way more receptive. He wouldn't go after them. He would just kind of post up, and women would, how women flirt with guys. They make eyes and they make eye contact and they, give IOIs off and things like that. And then he would take them home and sleep with them. And then when he told them that he was single, they actually got mad. Like, they freaked out because, I guess it's because they were duped and lied to and that sort of thing. But preselection is a very powerful thing. So a lot of guys are thinking about this the wrong way. And guys that are these men's rights activists, and dude, if you are so distressed that a girl says something bad about you, then that you are trying to take a permanent step to a temporary solution, dude, you need to snap out of it. Like, there's no reason that some anonymous. Now, I will say, I do know of a guy that was falsely accused for, an essay accusation. Luckily, he had evidence on his side. He backed it up, but she tried to post him on one of these groups, and that stuff can be really dangerous. Now, if you're saying this man committed a crime, if this man assaulted me, or this man tried to do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, that's a bad deal, right? So there certainly are some women that will do that. But I will say, at the same time, dark triad traits are attractive to women. Guys that are exhibiting potentially Machiavellian and psychopathic behavior are inherently attractive to women. And another woman doing the dirty work for you and creating this mysterious persona, or this Batman, bad boy IDGAF persona, can be a favor for a lot of guys, especially for dudes that are kind of like having trouble, or they're not able to find, confidence, or they want to kind of play that bad boy role, or they're trying to be more mysterious, but they're having an issue or having problems with sort of really embodying that. And I'm not saying like, hey, look, like, you should do those things artificially, but there are ways to be, mysterious and dark triad. And a lot of that's just drawing boundaries. And a lot of that is just being somebody who doesn't get pushed around by women. But we don't have to go down that rabbit hole. But in any case, it's really not a huge deal that you guys end up on these pages. I look at it and I tell guys, you should look at it as a badge of honor. Loser, unattractive guys don't end up on those pages. For the most part, in all likelihood, women are not going to accuse you of crimes. Your privacy may get leaked. Fine. Don't give girls out your number, dude. Like, that's not something I would do in 2025. The amount of information that you can get from someone just by having their phone number is for free, like in 5 seconds, is pretty nuts. Like, sometimes I'll get a text message and I don't know who it is. Like, even on my birthday, like, "Yeah, man, happy birthday." I was like, I don't know who this guy is. And instead of being like, "Hey, man, like, who's this? I appreciate it," I just looked up their phone number, and then I had their name, their relatives, their address, like their former residences. I had all of that just by having their phone number. If you guys don't believe me, you can do this. I'm not going to tell you how to go there and do it, but it's super easy. So, giving away your phone number, in my opinion, to somebody that can do nefarious things with it, you should not be doing that in 2025. Keep it on the dating apps, or move it to Instagram, or even get a Google voice number, like get a burner number, get something that can't be traced back to you. It's just not worth it. There are very few people in this world that have my phone. I remember how really mad I got at a buddy one time where he gave a ladies' night guest my cell phone number instead of just connecting us through email or Instagram. And I was like, you are a freaking idiot, dude. Because I don't know if you guys have seen the show, but there are not that many ladies that leave ladies' nights happier than when they started. There are very few that come on there and are glad they had the experience, or they're better leaving. There's a couple, but in most cases, like that's dangerous, man. Like people could bury you, and especially somebody that values his privacy as much as I do. It's really dumb to be doing that. So don't be giving your number out, man. Like find alternatives and find ways to exchange text messages or whatever you need to do. But giving out your actual phone number is very stupid in 2025, especially to strangers. So don't do that. But in any case, I want to share a story from a friend who joined the community. And here's also why you shouldn't work. I want you guys to take heed on this quick story. So apparently there's this idea that women can not only post like there's not always negatives that are posted. There's not always negative things and red flags. There's what's known apparently as a green flag post, where if a woman posts something and she's like, hey, this guy is really, really nice. Like, I don't know, guys will use their female acquaintances and say, hey, like post me on here and like chat me up, or like, boost me up. And so I maybe can get some low hanging fruit. And so he goes, so here's something that happened to me. An old friend from high school posted what is a green flag post on the Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook group. Here's some things that happened. Immediately, my phone blew up. So I guess she gave away his number or something like that. Not something I would recommend at all, right? Like be very careful about that. Because immediately my phone blew up. I had 40-ish women interested and around 400 women liked the post. After about an hour, some women that I had blown off chimed in to tell everyone that I ghost women, which I do. A couple exes chimed in talking about how I lose interest and break up with them if they don't behave like I expect them to. Correct. I love this guy. A couple women got on there and made up a bunch of BS. My personal favorite was he drinks too much, which I haven't touched alcohol since 2018. Bold-faced lie, right? A couple chicks I know chimed in to comment on the positive way and call out the BS. So there are some women that came to his defense. Many of the women who were into me after seeing the post immediately told me they weren't interested, I guess, after some of those girls commented. So he goes, thanks for weeding yourselves out. A few, still were sticking around, and I may, see them casually. The vast majority of them, and here's again why you guys should not worry so much, because we're going to talk about, now this is only one guy's anecdote and one guy's opinion, but happy women, happy single women, or women that are actually focused on being feminine and being soft and legitimately trying to find good men or trying to find men to be in relationships with, are not spending their waking hours scouring a Facebook group. Like these are unhappy women, right? These are not well-adjusted broads. Okay. These are not well-adjusted women. He goes, almost all of them were single moms, and only maybe 1 out of 10 of them were a 7 and above. So he keeps going. At any rate, I thought it was interesting to see that these Facebook groups are nothing more than a knitting circle for a bunch of low-value, lonely women to SHIT on high-value men. Correct. A couple women messaged me and talked some SHIT about me showing up on there. Note, I've been on the group plenty in the past, and a work that responds well for me is, that's interesting. Have you ever seen an overweight, unattractive, unsuccessful man show up on that group? No.
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.